ghosts, psychics, pendulums, curses, hexes. We welcome you here to Friday Night Dark in the realm of the night. Come join us and listen to this week's presentation, and we bid you welcome. Good evening. This is Drew, and well, I do welcome you back to Friday Night Dark. Hey, look, I know it's been a while, and I know there's been a lot of questions that have been asked and posed, and comments, remarks, vitriol, all of it, all the above. There are things that I don't want to discuss, and there are things that, well, that I like to do. Unfortunately, in this one moment, they both have actually kind of conflicted with each other, and for good reason. There were a lot of things that have taken place, and it prevented me from moving forward. Consequently, in those same moments of preventing me from moving forward, I've always had things approach me, and I've also had things come about. And so, really honestly, it shouldn't be of any surprise to anyone that a whole myriad of subjects approached me, jumped in front of my face, did, I guess, Gershwin routines. I don't know how else to put it. It was dancing in front of my face. And it's been pretty much about 4 years from the inception of things. Now, it's no secret, I'm working right now. And it's muscled its way into places it shouldn't be. I'm not quite certain exactly how that came about, but there was an ambivalence that was built. One can't serve two masters, right? Well, I don't know. Because it depends on what the masters are and how much they are aware of each other, or if at all, right? That's one of the things that was brought about. And serious choices had to be made. Now, one thing for sure that I usually let people know is that when I'm doing things for the sake of doing things, usually it's always a labor of love. Now, someone said to me once that just because things get tough, you shouldn't necessarily walk away. But when I responded to them with is that you're right, I shouldn't walk away. But at the same time, I don't necessarily want to overreact. And then, well, not have anything left. There's no reset button, when you are playing a video game. And, well, I guess in some ways, there's really no way of going back to a lot of stuff. That's pretty much part of what was said to me. But I also know that sometimes the only way to grow is to, well, let things change, let things happen. Growth sometimes doesn't happen because of a curated decision. Growth sometimes happens because of things that, well, uncontrolled, dance in front of your face, show themselves, do things, affect you. Without that, it doesn't really mean anything. I don't think it has as much meaning. So I guess suffice it to say that I know this is probably going to be one of the shortest stints that I've ever done. And I'm also going to be putting some things into perspective about what's going to happen. For the remainder of the year, I'm going to be putting the things out that I've been working on. And I'm not necessarily going to be respecting the last end of year traditions that I've had. Now, mind you, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to be mainly doing things to them and what have you. I'm just probably not going to do the things that I wanted to do. And really just because I think I started losing vision about what was going on. And I kind of starting to get what was said to me so long ago. And I mean that in the sense that I was approached at the end of last year and I was told that I lost something. And I think that was part of the problem, is that I didn't understand exactly what they meant up until things happened. And when they did, it became very serious at that point about what it is I lost and what it is I wanted and what was there. There's some people that deserve recognition, and to those folks, I would acknowledge and I would tell them to their face, if they chose to speak with me, that they did weigh heavily on the things that I did in a positive sense, and I'm grateful to that. Consequently, I know that sometimes snow that's much needed where I reside can get too heavy and crumble in on a house, no matter how sturdy you think it is. So just going to put that out there in a good sense, but also hopefully that they'll get the gist of what I'm saying. A lot of pressure, and so things happened, and for that reason I'm also very sorry for that, and I heartily apologize. So I'm going to keep it there for that and leave it for what it is. And then the last thing I'm going to let you know is that a lot of the subjects that I'm putting out for the remainder of the year, it will be also in respect to Halloween, because there was a lot of projects I was working on. And in the midst of my trying to sort things out and get things back on track, I did have a lot of projects that I wanted to finish up. They're coming too. One last thing I'll probably mention is that there's going to be a few other newer subjects that are coming with that. And then lastly, I'm going to let you know that when it's all done, it's all done. Meaning that at the end of this year, I think that's pretty much the end. And I think that's where the path will be, where I'm just going to be headed. I'm going to go ahead and start hammering wood on the windows and sealing up the doors. And then when I lock the final door, that's it. Uneventful, not very classy the way I'm talking about this, but there it is. If people think I'm giving up, I'm not. I'm just going to start a new chapter. And I'm not quite certain what that chapter will be yet. And I have until the end of the year to figure it out. Because then what happens is that the site gets parked. I actually have someone who is willing to work with me. And I wish them well on what they want to do with that. And then last but not least, I guess at that point it just means that I gotta move on. I have done the majority of everything that I meant to do, and hopefully this all finishes up on the rest of everything that I meant to do. And then lastly, hopefully that in that last stint, you might actually want to talk about it with me. Where else? Friday Night Dark at nitrex.com. Hey, this is Drew, and I bid you good night.